Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're jumping into something really fascinating ancient texts, specifically some hymns from the Rig Veda.
That's right. One of humanity's oldest sacred texts, millennia old.
Exactly. You've brought us a selection, and our plan is to explore this, well, vibrant pantheon of gods and divine figures. We want to uncover their powers, some surprising traits, and how they connected with people and each other.
Yeah, it's a great way to get a feel for the worldview back then.
Kind of a shortcut, really, to understanding a foundational piece of human spiritual thought.
Definitely. These hymns, they offer such a rich picture. Beliefs, cosmic functions. We'll look at how these gods are called upon, what they offer, the incredible things they supposedly
It
did.
helps us see the world through their eyes, right?
Precisely. Through the eyes of the people who composed these powerful verses.
Okay, so where should we start? Let's maybe unpack this first group you mentioned. They're Arbihus. They sound like master craftspeople, divine engineers almost.
That's a good way to put it. Their role as divine artisans is really explicit. The sources say they made a single chalice fourfold, just by their art and wisdom, their skill.
Wow, multiplying a chalice. And hang on, didn't they do something even more astonishing?
Oh yeah, they magically made their parents youthful again.
Youthful.
Yeah.
Their parents, that's incredible. Forget anti-aging creams, just call the Arbus.
Ah, right. But seriously, it points to this deep, deep human longing for renewal, doesn't it?
It really does. And I see here they also made the two swift, tawny steeds who carry Indra. So not just any horses.
Definitely not. And then there's this vehicle, this car that was not made for horses or for reins, three-wheeled, rolls around the sky.
A three-wheeled sky car.
Okay.
And it says they literally sustained the earth and heaven.
Which brings up a really interesting point. What does it actually mean to become a god through your skill?
Right. It wasn't just inherited.
No. The hymns say it straight out. Their artist's skill hath raised them to godhead. They supposedly gained immortal life just through their work.
So craftsmanship isn't just making cool stuff. It's a path to divinity, and it actually holds up the cosmos. That's profound.
It is. It connects creation and divinity in a very direct way.
And what about, regular people? How did their work connect with us or benefit humanity?
Oh, they bestow huge blessings. For people who offer them libations, the Arbus have fashioned wealth with plenteous store of heroes.
Heroes meaning strong descendants, maybe, or just general abundance?
Likely both. The texts also say they can fashion for us power and splendid wealth, high courage, vital strength, even fame befitting heroes.
So tangible benefits. And they're called children of Sudhanvan, sons of strength.
Yeah, emphasizing that lineage, that inherent creative power they possess.
Okay, so from divine craftspeople holding up the world, we move to, well, this sounds unique. Dadikras, a mighty steed.
Ah, yes, Dadikras.
Well, he sounds like way more than just a horse. What's the story here?
He really is unique. He's presented as this impetuous hawk, swift, colorful, like a brave king everyone must honor. He's a warrior.
A warrior horse.
Absolutely. Gaining precious booty in the combats. His presence makes people cry out like he's a thief stealing a garment, or like a hungry falcon diving down.
Wow, quite the image. Fear-inducing.
Definitely. His sound, his thunder is like the roar of heaven. Attackers tremble and are affrighted.
So, a war horse, but with this almost mythical, predatory vibe. Does he offer anything besides just, winning battles?
Yes, he's praised for sheer speed, overpowering swiftness, and also for giving men abundance. But then there's this really deep philosophical layer.
We're going.
One hymn, it says, the Hamsa homed in light, the Vasu in midair. Hamsa can mean a soul or a cosmic swan. Vasu is a type of god. The priest beside the altar, in the house the guest, dweller in noblest place, born of flood, kind, truth, mountain, he is holy law.
Hold on. Keen means cattle, right? So he's connected to everyday life too.
Yeah.
He is holy law.
Yeah.
How do you get from a battle horse to the embodiment of cosmic order?
It's a huge leap, isn't it? The hymns build this picture. He's not just a physical being. He represents this universal principle, the very fabric of how things should be.
Wow, that's incredible. So for the person worshiping him, what did that mean beyond the battlefield, I mean?
Well, honoring Dedikras, it was believed, could make our mouths sweet and even prolong the days we have to live.
Sweet mouths. Like good fortune, happiness.
Perhaps good speech, fortune, general well-being, yeah.
Yeah.
And longevity. So it ties that universal law directly back to individual human life, health, and experience.
What a journey for one figure. Okay, so if Dadikras shows power in one unique form, let's shift to how power is maybe shared or partnered. Starting with Indra and Varuna. Big names.
Huge names. And yes, they seem to share roles, but they also have their own distinct flavors.
How do the hymns describe them together?
They're both called most liberal givers of treasure, allies to friendship. They help worshipers beat the virtues. Those are like obstacles, chaos monsters.
Right, the forces of obstruction.
Exactly. They help subdue them and other foes in battle. But the really striking thing is this statement.
Which one?
It says, I am the royal ruler, mine is empire. I am King Varuna, I Varuna am Indra.
Wait, I Varuna am Indra, so one can just be the other.
It suggests this really profound, almost interchangeable power, a deep, deep connection.
If they're interchangeable, why keep two names? Is there a subtle difference in what they rule over, or maybe who prayed to which aspect?
That's a great question. It definitely highlights how crucial they both were to cosmic order.
Mm.
One part says, these, the two wide, deep, fairly fashioned regions, the two world halves, have I joined and held together, like Solvastar, another creator god.
Ah, Travasor, like the Arbuhus, another divine artisan type.
Right, and they made waters flow, set the heaven firm in the seat of order, spread the world out in threefold measure by law.
Mm-hmm.
So while maybe ultimately interchangeable, the distinct names could represent different aspects, different functions of that same cosmic power, appealing perhaps to different needs.
Interesting. Okay, next pair. Vaya, the wind god. Often with Indra.
Yes, Vayu, primarily speed, and Soma.
Some of that ritual drink, right? The one giving inspiration, immortality.
That's the one. Vayu is who drinketh first. He arrives super fast on thy team-drawn car, sometimes with 100 helps, or even 1,000 steeds, speed and power.
And with Indra.
Together, they're meat drinkers of these Soma drafts, speeding together lords of strength, coming to help to our succor. A powerful duo for action.
Makes sense. And finally, Brihaspati. He can also be paired with Indra, but what's his unique thing?
Ah, Brihaspati. He's presented as truly majestic. Him who with might hath propped earth's ends, who sitteth in threefold seat. He has thunder, but also a pleasant tongue, wisdom and power.
Pleasant tongue, so eloquence, sacred speech.
Exactly. He dispersed the darkness with his sevenfold mouth and seven raised symbols of his vast knowledge, his illuminating power. He's a protector.
Oh, so?
He destroys the obstructive Vala, another one of those dark forces, and drives out the lowing cows who make oblations ready. Liberating resources, maybe.
Liberating wealth, or perhaps sacred knowledge symbolized by cows.
Could be both. He's even called the steer of all the gods, the Father, a central guiding figure.
That sounds like someone you'd want on your side. What did honoring him mean for people? For, say, a king?
Well, connecting it to the bigger picture, cherishing Brihaspati brings incredible benefits. A king who looks after Brihaspati, who cherishes Brihaspati well-tended, well, he's made lord of all his foes' possessions.
Control over enemies' wealth. Powerful.
And such a king dwells in peace and comfort. Plus, the gods uphold that king who helps the Brahmin when he seeks his favor.
Ah, so there's an ethical link, too, between divine favor and supporting the priestly class, the keepers of rituals.
Seems so. And for everyone, Brihaspati helps make us prosper, assist our holy thoughts, wake up our spirit, and even weaken the hatred of our foe and rivals. He's like a divine advocate for your whole well-being.
Okay, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about the Asvins, a pair described as embodying light, speed, and sweetness. What makes them special?
The Adzins, yes, they're really tied to the dawn. And their chariot is incredibly fast. So fast, the texts say it reaches heaven when it turneth hither from the ocean.
Coming from the ocean at dawn. Makes sense. And lovers of sweetness.
Yes, lovers of sweetness, dasras. Dasras means wonder workers, signifying their benevolence. And it says, sweets from your sweet shall drop. Hence a joy bounty. The meath mentioned is that sweet, honey-like drink.
So they bring good things. And their chariot carries the sun god, Surya.
It's said to bear Surya, yes, and gather the sunlight. So they're intrinsically linked to light emerging.
So tied to dawn, sweetness, light. What specific blessings did worshippers ask them for?
Well, as wonder workers, they give out riches exceeding great with store of heroes, again, maybe strong children or just abundance, and they protect the singer of your praises.
Protection and wealth.
Yeah, and the hymns use these vivid images. The swans ye have are friendly, rich in store of meath, gold pinions strong to draw, and they come like flies to our libations of the meath, eager to receive offerings and help.
Flies, that's an unusual comparison, maybe emphasizing speed and eagerness.
Perhaps. And crucially, they help the sun itself. Through your godlike nature, let the sun's paths be known. They're healers too, bring fertility, wealth, very versatile helpers.
Okay, and that brings us naturally to the dawn itself. The goddess Ushas. The hymns about her sound beautiful.
They really are. She's described as this most abundant, splendid light, far refulgent, a daughter of heaven bringing welfare to the people.
She unbarred the portals of the fold of darkness and dispels gloom. That sounds very active.
Exactly. She's not just a passive sunrise. She's an active, benevolent force, a deity in her own right.
More than just a phenomenon, she's pushing back the night, bringing good things. That's quite a personification.
It is, and she encourages generosity. She urges liberal givers to present their treasures. But listen to this.
Yeah.
In the unlightened depth of darkness round them, let nigger traffickers sleep unawakened.
Wow. So she actively rewards generosity and leaves the stingy behind in the dark.
That's the implication, a force for good conduct. And her power is everywhere, universal. She travels around the worlds, waking everyone and everything, man, bird, and beast, to motion.
Constant renewal.
Yes. And despite appearing anew each day, the hymns say, they are not known apart alike, unwasting. She's this eternal, renewing power.
An unwasting force, constantly renewing life, encouraging good deeds. That's powerful. And through her, worshippers soon attain to riches. It really makes you see the daily sunrise differently.
It connects the cosmic cycle directly to prosperity and ethics.
What an incredible journey through just a few hymns of the Rig Veda. We started with the Arhus, didn't we? The divine artisans making parents young, crafting sky cars, showing divinity earned through sheer skill.
Right, mastery and creation as a path.
Then Daddy Krus, the warhorse who somehow became holy law, finding universal principles in unexpected places.
A real transformation in perception there.
And the big pairs, Indra Varuna, almost merging identities, shaping the cosmos. Indra with Vayu, lords of strength, and Indra with Braspati, the wise protector, dispersing darkness.
Showing the interconnectedness and different facets of divine power.
And finally, those radiant Asvins bringing light, sweetness, healing, and Ushas, the dawn herself, actively bringing welfare, urging generosity, renewing the world each day.
Yeah, we've seen these hymns aren't just prayers. They're like blueprints of the cosmos, ethical guides, expressions of human hopes for wealth, strength, immortality.
All tied into the natural world, the cycle of the day.
Exactly. A world where the sacred was just everywhere. In
Yeah.
everything.
So thinking about all this, maybe something for you listening to consider. What sacred craft are you doing? What skill are you honing that maybe in its own way helps sustain or renew your world, even if it's not, building sky cars?
That's a good thought.
And thinking about Ushas, what small or large dawn could you help bring about? For yourself or for others around you, how can you maybe help push back a little bit of darkness and encourage a bit more light and generosity today?